If you're a coach, consultant, or service-based business looking to generate $100K per month, we can help you implement a simple-to-use holistic inbound marketing engine to sign more ideal clients, ethically charge more, and become the go-to expert for your niche. Today, I've got 3 promises. First off, I'm going to show you who I am. I'm going to show you some proof so you know if you should actually listen to me. Then I'll pull back the curtain on why it's becoming harder to acquire clients and it's not what you think. My name is Ben McDowell, and before my coaching business turned company 3 years ago, I was a struggling 28-year-old online coach, living with my parents and unable to pay rent. I'd been burning my time for 3 years with zero profit margins to show for it and honestly considering closing down my business. I'm now 31, have sold over $2 million in coaching, doing well over $400K a year, all while working 20 to 30 hours per week. But back then I was struggling with the exact problems which have only gotten worse for others. Today I'm going to break down why your content isn't converting, you're struggling to book enough calls, you're having to put in more ad spend for leads, getting ghosted in the DMs, your booking calendar is empty, and you're having to do backflips in calls dealing with time and money-based objections such as, it's not the right time, I can't afford it, or I'm just looking around right now, causing you to work evenings and weekends just to stay afloat, riding feast or famine months, spending time on things that you know are beneath your expertise, having to train and then fire and rehire team members, thinking to yourself, is this really worth it? Maybe I should just close down shop. Which is a shame because the clients that work with you get great results, you know you should be charging more. When you speak to the right people, they usually sign up, and you've experienced the good times. But suddenly, the way you used to do things no longer gets the same result, and there's only one reason why. Since I launched in 2019, the coaching industry has gone from almost $3 billion to $7 billion in cash flow per year. This increase has caused every person and his dog to flood the market trying to get a piece of the pie. Because of this, the noise has increased to an unbearable level, markets have become more sophisticated, doubt and skepticism are higher than ever, people are doing their research, they're guarded, and they are suspicious of you. They get dozens of pitches a week and have built a callus against marketing efforts, which is why you're having to exert more energy than ever to battle through this doubt of there are just so many options, who do I trust? In 2019, you could DM someone in a Facebook group, offer a call, and make a sale, but things are different now, which is why you are torching your cash and time by dragging leads through direct sales processes. A direct sales process includes sending an outreach message, then booking a call, then a sale, or from a Facebook group or a webinar, or from posted content, from an ad to video sales letter or cold email. If you're still doubting, consider any time you've bought something that cost over $2,000. Did you book a call and then buy right away? Highly unlikely. You viewed their brand, consumed some of their content, and had a level of trust before you bought. And your audience makes buying decisions the same way. A study conducted at Google of over 5,000 buyers found that a prospect needs to give 7 hours of attention to feel ready to buy. And the truth is, especially with today's market conditions, systems that aren't getting these hours in are quickly falling behind. Increasing the time you have your market's attention after they first hear about you will create the trust needed to enroll more clients faster. After digging deep into 1,600 sales calls, investing well over $300,000 on funnels, working with well over 150 clients, we've developed an end-to-end accelerated marketing engine designed to build this desperately needed trust fast. We call it the Everflow Client Engine. This unique system pulls in high-intent prospects, creates trust for your brand and offer, creating high desire, addresses their core needs and dreams to build curiosity and rapid response to your messaging, all while operating on a minimal steps content framework which strengthens relationships but without you needing to do it personally, thereby generating trust on your behalf before you ever speak on a sales call. This is why the Everflow Client Engine provides exactly what's needed for the prospects of today to convert. It is the most simple, holistic, and repeatable path to consistent 100K months, giving you the ability to fire yourself from operational roles so you can have most of your business run without you and design life the way you want it. The Everflow Client Engine allowed me to cut costs from $15,000 to $6,000 per month, giving more profit to the pocket. We went from dabblers, difficult sales objections, and painfully long calls to 45-minute one-call closes. Our close rate went from 20% to 52%, with most newly signed clients paying in full on the call. We went from prospects showing up to calls needing a lot of education and nurturing to asking for the Everflow Client Engine within minutes of opening Zoom. And if you're thinking this sounds too good to be true, here is the impact this system has had over the last 3 years. We did $32,000 in our first year as a company where I was testing direct sales approaches. Over $300,000 in our second year, which is where I switched to this system. $470,000 in our third year by doubling down on what was working. But it didn't just work for us. Jay Uda came in at $10K per month and he's doing $50K per month now. We helped him simplify his ideal target market, put this marketing strategy to work, streamlined his sales system. After that, he rolled up his sleeves, he got to work and he didn't quit. You can see in this message, he had something like 42K just a month or so in. Janet was running another business, wanting to launch a coaching offer. I put together her targeting, her offer, pricing strategy, and the rest of the system, and then she started signing clients. She made 40K just 3 weeks in. Tracy came in at around $900 a month, and she was considering closing down her business. We filled the gaps in her system. She then Forexed her revenue to $39,000 in 6 weeks. Here's a screenshot from her. So this works incredibly well, but it's not built for just anybody. It's for coaches, consultancies, agencies, those selling high-ticket services, info products, or courses. If you are a founder of any of these kind of business models, this can work for you. And I say can because there are a couple things that need to be in place. There are 4 elements which make the Everflow client engine work so well for these kinds of businesses. No matter how many people hear about you, what makes any sales process work is attracting the right eyeballs. This is where having the correct targeting and a well-positioned offer allows all actions, content creation, funnels, outreach, and ads to convert strangers that have never heard of you into paying clients. In fact, it's likely that you came here because something a team member, an ad, or content we put out resonated with you, and here we are. But it wasn't always this way. After enrolling into masterminds and working with mentors for 3 years, doing everything they suggested, I was still taking 10 to 15 sales calls a week, talking to the wrong people on the phone. However, in the first 6 days of this month, I took just 4 calls and collected 30K in cash simply by removing the wrong fit before they could book in. I realized that I didn't need more calls. I actually wanted to be on the phone with more of the right people. And you don't need an established brand, thousands on ad spend, or libraries full of case studies to achieve this. Some of our most successful clients got success without any of that in place, like Janet and Julian. Correct targeting and a well-positioned offer are the only actions that remain valid for years to come. This is an offer we ran for over 2 years, which brought in $1.5 million. And there's a reason why everyone you look up to in your industry doing 7, 8, and 9 figures have these 2 areas established. Myself, Alex Hormozy, Brenda Bouchard, Gary Vee, Russell Brunson, Dr. Joe Dispenza, all have their targeting and offers selling well. If you could get the right person on the phone with you enough times per week, you could make the money and impact that you want, all while having more ideal customers say yes and without having to become an expert sales closer. Now, you may think you'll lose out on potential clients if you get too specific with your targeting and offer. However, after reaching $2 million in cash, I can tell you that if you do it correctly, that is no longer true. With the right approach, you can tap into hidden markets and start attracting more dream clients straight away while having them sign on to work with you again and again. You can avoid blending in with the thousands of others online who have trouble standing out above the noise. You can become a CEO of your business, attracting the right share of the market that will pay you well, instead of a service provider trying to get enough clients just to make enough money. If offer positioning and targeting are the lighthouse, organic content is the beacon. Organic content provides the chance for virality in your niche and a consistent flow of inbound leads, but most are not leveraging it to its full potential. We acquire 30 to 50 prospects via organic content per day, resulting in paying full clients without spending $1 on ads. You can see this post on the left got 24 responses and this one on the right got 43. All these responses are then qualified and booked onto a sales calendar by our appointment setter. Our content then appears to them on other platforms, they are warmed up in our email database, and more are then booked onto our sales calendar. And these are just a few screenshots of a dream client that came in as a new follower. They commented on one of our organic content pieces and paid in full within 7 days. Acquiring the same prospect through cold outreach would mean sending a minimum of 430 messages. If I tried through paid ads, it would cost between $2,000 and $4,000 per week. Relying on referrals would mean having to wait to receive leads, which can take weeks and months. Even then, it would be highly unlikely I could sign enough new dream clients reliably. You can even do this without having to create dozens of content pieces per week. When you follow the right process, you have the ability to attract painful clients through your organic content. But even with an irresistible offer and organic content, it's still uncertain if enough new prospects will be able to find you. To solve this, we're going to pour gasoline on the fire using what we call the prospect floodgate. This system we created brings more of your ideal clients in front of your brand, thereby relieving you of the problem of not having enough new leads. For less than $17 a day, you can bring in qualified leads, nurture them on autopilot, build an engaged audience in 1/10 of the time, create strong trust, solve objections at scale, and increase qualified bookings. And I can tell you, it is the single most effective way to bring your offer in front of more of the right people. An important part of only booking calls with ideal clients is introducing qualification mechanisms called gatekeepers to prevent unqualified leads entering your funnel and booking into your sales calendar. This is an example of a gatekeeper we use, which causes every new lead that clicks on one of our ads to fill in a form so only qualified prospects can apply to work with us. And here's another the gatekeeper we use when someone applies to book a call. When I focused just on booking more calls, I was taking 45 calls a month and collecting 65K. When I focused on booking qualified calls, I was taking 20 a month, collecting 65K. A strong qualification process can take you from 1 to 5 closes a month to 2 to 5 closes a week. Even with the above in place though, we still cannot be certain the 7 hours of attention needed to move strangers from cold to sold will actually occur. That is, unless you have a process that converts your audience from awareness to commitment. We convert all this interest into qualified sales calls using what I call our conviction cycle system. Without paying a cent, you can familiarize prospects with your brand, educate them on your service, increase show-up rates, and increase your bookings and pay in fulls, all while using strategic, automated content within your funnel. Tailored long-form videos and email flows appeal to both the emotional and logical drivers of action taking and condense the 7 hours of content consumption, causing your solution to become the only logical choice in a fraction of the time. This is just one of our automated email flows which warm and convert our audience when they join our database, and here's another when prospects book a call. These build the desperately needed know, like, and trust in a fraction of the time. So instead of prospects showing up to the call thinking, who are you? Why am I here? Please don't sell me. Prospects arrive saying, I know you, I trust you, and I want access to the Everflow client engine. The best part is the Everflow client engine is precisely what it sounds like. It's an engine to produce an ongoing flow of clients, meaning everything you produce, automations, email flows, videos, workflows, and ads, all run as evergreen assets, meaning they bring in new leads, then warm and convert the audience ongoingly. You fill them in one time and they will do the heavy lifting in the background for years to come. But although the Everflow client engine is simple to operate, it's not so easy to build. Just like a car, every single part of the engine needs to fit perfectly for it to work. Because things are advancing so rapidly online, those that don't have systems in place will quickly fall behind others that do. So the question I have to put to you is, if money and energy are replenishable resources but time is not, do you have the time to work this all out by yourself? How many months will you spend trying to figure out even one piece, the other 3, and then ensuring they all successfully convert? What if we worked with you to personalize and plug the Everflow client engine into your business without wasting precious time? Our data records that on average, each client has their Everflow client engine operational within 16 days of joining. The goal is not to undo everything that is already working, but to tailor the system around your business. We will audit the business, identify the bottlenecks preventing growth, and then use the Everflow client engine to fill in the gaps. The exact same system we are using, which in the last 7 days alone brought in $38,000 and $60,000 to $100,000 per month. All while my business runs for me instead of me running around for it. Who better to support you than someone running the same business model while being profitable year over year? That's why we launched the Scaling Accelerator. My team of specialists and I will help transfer the system, support it to produce ideal high-ticket clients, and automate at least 30 hours of paid labor per week from your business so you can spend more time serving and less time operating. Our team will help optimize your targeting and offer to have more people with buying power join your funnel so you can close cold traffic reliably, work with you to streamline your marketing message so your content warms and nurtures new interest, provide proven video sales letter, script structures and reviews so you can attract more ideal prospects and build brand loyalty so they only trust you to help solve their problems, deploy our battle-tested funnels, workflows, automations, emails, and text follow-ups to convert your audience, optimize your content creation and distribution system to connect with your ideal client, creating high-trust relationships, implement our appointment-setting flows to ramp up the qualified prospects that book calls with you, help you position your brand online, setting you up as the authority in your niche, implement our sales call framework, optimized over 1,600 calls so you can sign clients naturally and conversationally, provide our hiring funnels for VAs, setters, and video editors to delegate your admin, appointment setting, content editing, and scheduling so you're not wasting time fiddling with Canva or editing apps or attending to DMs, review your sales calls, giving personalized feedback so you can see your closing percent increase month over month, work with you to launch your conviction cycle system so each prospect gets the 7 hours of content needed to book and pay on the call, deploy our 90% show up SOP so you can max out your show rate, and provide our secret strategy to find highly converting ads and content in your niche so all your ads and content can pull in painful clients. You're also going to get one-on-one calls with me or a leader of my team to review your data and remove bottlenecks, a private channel with your team, myself, and my team to guide your progress, a dedicated in-house coach to manage your account, and weekly coaching sessions where my team will answer any questions you may have around offer marketing, sales, funnels, tech, and client success. My ideal outcome is to break open your business to the outcomes you're looking for so you can continue on with us, achieving client success at scale, build a world-class team, and increase profit margins further. So if anything I've mentioned sounds like it could be even remotely applicable for you, click the button below to schedule a business audit call with myself or my team. On the call, we will take a look look at your current marketing and sales setup, point out the most immediate obstacles to achieving your goals, and paint a clear picture of how we'd integrate the Everflow client engine into your business. If it's a good match, we may offer you a place in the program. If not, you'll have new insights that have made a difference for others. If you're still doubtful, here are some highlights from our client base. Arcady increased his revenue by $14,000 and doubled his pricing within 4 weeks. Thomas went from 0 business to 400 organic leads per week within 8 months. Katie, a consultant, went from $300 months to $27K within 8 weeks. This coach charged $24K per client. This coach hit $20K a month within 4 weeks. Lucas, an agency owner, went from charging $2K to now $15K per client within 2 weeks. This client went from struggling to $16K in the first month. And there are over a dozen interviews with successful clients over on our YouTube channel. So if you're looking to generate $100K per month, click the button below and schedule a call with me or my team today.